So students ask me all the time how to study for ochem, how to prepare for their exams. I'm getting asked that even more lately by my students because our first exam is only a week away. So it's 11 o'clock. For some reason I can't sleep, probably because I'm stressed out about grad school and life. And I figured instead of just scrolling TikTok, I would do something productive and answer this question for y'all. So here's the thing. If I could tell my students, here's my dream, this is exactly how I want you to study, I think it would work out really well, is one, I would start early. So now, a week ahead of time. Hopefully you've already done that some because you have quizzes, so that will kind of encourage you to be studying as you go. 2, organize your notes. You need to know the content of what's in each chapter, and that doesn't mean just recopying notes. I've talked about this before, but go through and really try to think of major concepts to organize your notes according to chapter by chapter. Break that down even further, just however it makes sense to you. Just like memorizing a phone number, you don't do all 10 numbers at once, you break it up. Bonus points if you make flashcards about concepts like different reagents or stuff like that to be able to practice when you're brushing your teeth or, when you're going on walks safely, whatever works for you. I used to study at work at the terminals. I waited tables. I also would record my notes and listen to myself, like asking questions and try to answer them while I was going on walks. Then after you've done that, the next thing is practice. Just do a lot of practice problems, and when you're doing them, make sure you know why you're getting them right or wrong. So if you're just doing them and you're getting them right, but you don't feel like you have a good understanding of the material, you're not really making the most of your time. And to go a step further, you could even explain why the other answers are wrong. Like, oh, if I had used this reagent, I would get this. Or, oh, if it had been this question, this would be the right answer, but these are wrong because of this. I know why this is the right answer, and I know why these are the wrong answer for multiple choice questions. And I really recommend while you're doing the practice problems, you go back and look at the notes that you've organized. If you consistently get something wrong when you're doing practice problems, like a specific type of question, add that into your notes, add that into your flashcards so that you can be looking for that on the exam. And honestly, that's pretty much it. If you organize your notes well, you're continually referring back to them as you're doing practice problems and you're doing flashcards and studying them. You're doing a little bit at a time, and then if there's anything that you feel like you're really just not understanding, get help on that and get help on it sooner rather than later. You're in good shape for the exam. The other big thing is, just make sure that you're able to answer the number of questions in the time frame the exam is. But if you're doing lots of practice problems, that comes pretty naturally. So those are my tips for how to study. I know it's there's life and other things get in the way, and so you can't always study perfectly, but that would be what I would recommend and where I would start if you have the time and ability to do that. Happy studying!